Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to be doing a quick overview of the code and functionality of this pop-up message application. We started out by building out several elements, and each one of these elements contains an attribute called data message. So this is our hidden message that we want showing in the pop-up whenever the element gets clicked. So they all have different messages, and we've got this pop-up message showing up. We also have interaction there where we want to be able to close that pop-up message and have all of this functionality in pop-ups. So anytime an element has a class of pop-up or a data message, then this is going to be where we're going to be able to introduce this type of pop-up functionality for that element. So let's go quickly through the code. We set up some styling, and of course you can customize the styling as needed and make it look a whole lot better, applying your own version of the styling. So this was just quick so that we don't have really basic HTML being output there. So we've got a little bit of styling added in. Then we went through the HTML, added in the essential elements that we needed in order to interact with and create our JavaScript interaction with. So we have our pop-up area. So this is the window that pops up, and we've got a button in order to close that, as well as a main core message area that's going to get updated with the data message contained within each one of the elements. Then we've got some elements, and they all have one thing in common, that they have a class of pop-up as well as a data message. So it actually doesn't matter what it says in here, or it doesn't matter what type of element it is, divs, paragraphs, whatever, they're all going to work the same way. So they've got our content here, that's the visible content, and then this is the hidden message content. And we needed to use JavaScript in order to create that interaction. So what we did is we selected all of the elements that have a class of pop-up. We looped through all of those elements, and we added an event listener. The event listener that we added in is ability to get the current attribute value, and that's the data message value. And we sent that into a function called message. And what function called message is, it retrieved that into a variable called output, and we output that into the pop-up message element and as the inner text, as well as we removed the hide class, effectively showing that pop-up message. We also added in an option for an event listener to be clicked and add in the hide class in order to not display the pop-up message. And we used JavaScript objects in order to select all of these elements so that we could utilize them within our code. Happy to answer any questions, clarify content within the Q&A section about all of the content that we've covered in the earlier lessons. Thanks again for taking the course. And remember, source code is included, and I do encourage you to try the code out for yourself, get familiar with it, and see how it works.